Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome back to the channel for another weekly Mounjaro update. This is the update that I do every single week here on the channel, talking about my personal experiences over the course of the past week, as well as any news things that have happened within the week, any updates from the GLP-1 community, that sort of thing. So I actually have quite a lot, 2 pages full of stuff to share with you guys today. So I can't wait to go ahead and dive right on into it. It is Sunday afternoon here. Duke lost last night, which is just amazing because we are Carolina fans here. So it's a great day to be a North Carolinian if you're a Carolina fan. So I got some protein coffee here. I actually got this new collagen protein at Costco today, and I'm trying it out. I'm gonna, see how I like it first before I really tell you guys about it. But hopefully I end up liking it, but it's got 20 grams protein in it. So great. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. As always, we are going to start with what the weigh-ins for the week were. So, I weighed in this week at 100. Nope, that's last week. Yeah, look at me. Okay. I weighed in at 153 pounds this week. And if you watched my video last week, then you know that I weighed 154 even last week. So I lost a pound this week. However, I had been dealing with some constipation issues. Sorry if that's TMI, the week prior. And I think that all kind of resolved itself last week. So I think that has a lot to do with it. So that was my weigh-in. I always share Chris's weigh-in with you guys as well. I need to get him on the channel for a video soon. I want to do a man's perspective on how long it took me to get to my goal weight and how long it took me to lose weight and all of that. So if you want to see Chris, leave me a comment down below because I think that he thinks y'all don't want to see him. So leave me a message. Anyway, so he weighed in at 183 pounds this week. And if you watched last week, he weighed 185 pounds last week. So he is still losing consistently every single week on 2.5 milligram dosage. He's never increased his dosage, which is just crazy. Another reason why I think he should come on here and share with everybody. So anyway, we both had a loss this week. Now, Chris is wanting to start talking about or thinking about maintenance, and that's sort of what you guys know I've been trying to figure maintenance out for months and have lost 7 or 8 more pounds since I started doing that. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite difficult to figure out a maintenance dose if you want to stay on the medicine, which both of us do. And with Chris being only on 2.5 milligrams, what is his maintenance dose going to look like, right? So we're both in this spot right now where we're trying to figure it out. If you have any ideas, if you've done it successfully, please let us know. We would love to hear about it because we're still trying to figure it out. Me, I've just been lowering my dosage every time. I was in a position where I started out on 50 units, which was equivalent to 10 to 12 milligrams. And I'm down to taking about 5 milligrams now every single week. So I've been able to just decrease. Chris is only on 2.5. So yeah, he can decrease, but there's not a whole lot of movement there, right? He's only on 2.5. He only takes 12 units. So let me know your thoughts down below, but that is something that we're really trying to work on. We're trying to figure out a dose schedule. Maybe that's what it is. I need to spread it out more. I don't know. It's a process. Maintenance. I have a whole video planned about that, but maintenance is a thing. It's a thing when you're not on GLP-1. It's a thing when you are on GLP-1. It can just really be harder than the actual weight loss itself. And it's just crazy to think, but that's what it is. Now, I will say that one thing that we've noticed over the past week is that people in our real life are starting to notice more and starting to ask questions. People have been noticing my weight loss, obviously, for a while, but nobody actually knows, as far as I know, they don't say anything to me that I do YouTube, right? Nobody knows any of that. And so people are starting to say more things. And I'm oh yeah, it's I have this whole life that's different than what people in real life see. It's so strange and crazy to think how different my life was 2 years ago and what it is now. And the amount of people that don't know, and I don't really care to tell, you know what I mean? It's really strange, this sort of transformation that happens within the use of GLP-1s and through weight loss and through getting healthy and treating all the other areas that GLP-1s treat. But Chris actually had a lady at work ask him if he was sick. She was I'm just worried about you. Are you okay? You've lost a lot of weight. And he was oh yeah. And he told her that he had been taking it. And she was oh, me too. So they kind of bonded over that. It's an older woman, but yeah, people are starting to realize that he's lost quite a bit of weight, including his mother. Is Chris, how much more weight are you going to lose? So it's nice that people notice it, but at the same time, it's I struggle with wanting to tell people how I lost the weight because of like judgment and all of that. So something new we experienced this week was definitely like people saying stuff to us, and having to navigate whether or not we wanted to share. You know, it's kind of strange. It's a really weird position to be in because you don't want the judgment, but then at the same time you don't care about the judgment. So it's just odd a little space to be in. But overall, it was a really good week for me personally. I can't speak for Chris, but for me personally, I hit my protein goal 5 out of 7 days. I exercised 4 days this week, and I hit my water goal every single day, which is something that I am actually really good about, especially lately, hitting my water goal. So I had a really good day, or a really good week as far as like my actual weight loss goes. Now, let's talk about some of the like updates, news, things that I need to share with you guys. I'm gonna start off with Orderly first, because with the climate of compounded tirzepatide and compounded GLP-1s right now, things are changing fast and they're changing all the time. And so I want to make sure that something that I said a week ago is still true today. So I will kind of be giving a little bit of an Orderly stock update and stuff in these weekly videos for the next little while, so that I can make sure that you guys have the right information and I don't feel like I'm lying to you, or you can't come back later and be like, oh, well, you said this and that's not true. So I want to make sure that I keep it as up to date as possible. So what I do know right now, they do still have single month purchasing that you can do. So you can purchase 1 to 2 months, multi-month purchasing, so 3 to 5 months. And if you get the 3 to 5 months, it's an additional $49 per vial. And that has something to do with the pharmacy, I think, that they chose to use. And then they also do still have the starter pack, which is a question I've been getting a lot lately, if they're still doing it with the state of compounding. So, and I want to let y'all in on a little something here. So a lot of people are maintenance or microdosing or taking a low dose, right? So if you wanted to do the starter pack with Orderly, which is 3 months, it comes in 1 vial, but it's 3 months of 2.5, 5, and 7. So you increase monthly. But if you don't want to increase, you don't have to increase. It'll last you longer, whatever. When you are going on the site and you're filling out like the beginning thing, if you clicked my link in the description, it would take you to a form. When you filled that out, you have to say that you haven't been on tirzepatide within the past 2 months in order to get the starter pack pricing. So that's a little bit of a loophole I'm kind of sharing with you guys there. And the pricing is $5.99 for those 3 months. And so it's like $199 per month. So it's a really good deal. But yeah, if you do say that you're currently on tirzepatide, or if you've been on it in the last 2 months, it'll kick you to the month-to-month ordering, and the price will be higher. It's the same thing with the semaglutide starter pack, which is $2.99, and you get 3 months of $2.99, same type of thing. If you answer no, you haven't been on it, then it'll kick you to the starter pack price. I wanted to share that little tip there for you guys because it's a good one. It's a good tip to have. So with that being said, you can still get the starter pack, and they are going to be releasing specialty dosing as well. So that's a big thing. Like, what's coming next with compounding pharmacies and compounding telehealth companies and all of that? So with Orderly, they are soon going to be releasing a customizable dosing or customizable formula option. So you will have blood work done. You will, go over a comprehensive thing with the doctor in order to tailor your prescription to you. They will have options for energy, options for gastro, nausea and vomiting, I think is one. So they're going to be tailoring medicine to each specific person. So that is actually going to be launching very soon, and I cannot wait for it. I will, of course, let you guys know as soon as it does, but that's what I know as of right now. Everything's kind of still business as usual. The only things you cannot get are 6-month and 12-month prescriptions. So if you want to check them out, I do have a link down below. Okay, so moving on. The lawsuits. Pharmacies have responded, both Strive and Empower. Well, I think it's Empower that responded, and correct me if I'm wrong if Strive has as well. But basically they said we're going to fight this issue because we believe in what we're doing and we believe in providing accessible GLP-1 medicine for everybody, and they don't think that they're breaking the law. Now, what the lawsuit is actually tied to is the marketing, the way that it was being marketed. But Eli Lilly is just getting a little frisky, okay? I mean, they've been frisky, but they're getting a little friskier, right? So they are actually pressing the FDA quite hard to enforce current laws in order to stop compounding of GLP-1 medications, saying that they are not safe for patients to use, and all of that, yada, yada. And it's really unfortunate because I think that what they are. I'm trying not to impose my opinion too much on this, but I will say that I think that what's happening is that if they take away the compounding option, saying that it's not safe, through 503B pharmacies that, you know, are held to very high standards and monitored and regulated by the FDA, then you're going to have all these people going to like the gray market, right? And if you haven't heard of the gray market, oh Lord, I don't need to tell you, I guess I don't need to turn you on to it, but an unsafer option. And so it's going to do the opposite of what they are, quote unquote, trying to do by saving us from unsafe versions. So it's really unfortunate, but they are pestering the FDA to really put an end to this and to use all laws that are in effect in order to do so. And so it's just going to be interesting to see how this all continues to unfold over the next several months. Insurance had a bit of a thing this week. So if you don't know, back when the Biden administration was still in office, they had written up a policy that would include obesity coverage in Medicare D and Medicaid. Medicare Part D and then Medicaid would include the coverage for obesity medications, okay? Well, on Friday, the Trump administration threw that out. The new policies for Medicare and Medicaid were finalized, and obesity medications were not in the new policies. With that, the stock of both Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk plummeted. Like they had a really bad stock day on Friday because of this, because the thought is, and it's not just a thought, it is proven over many decades of healthcare pricing and insurance coverage and all of that, that if Medicare and Medicaid, if they start to cover, if the policies include coverage for them, then it would pressure a lot of commercial insurances to do the same. And so what is going to happen is that they're not going to have that pressure from the Medicaid covering it or Medicare covering it. And so they're going to be less likely to start including coverage for it commercially, which is just really sad. And so it's a really big blow, unfortunately, for us. I was hoping that the Medicaid and Medicare coverage would be expanded to include obesity medications. That was sort of my hope, is that that would happen. And then some more insurance companies, private insurance companies, would start covering it. And it just doesn't look like, at least right now, that is what's going to be happening. I was pretty disappointed in that. I want to know what your thoughts are, of course, but I was pretty disappointed in the fact that it was just thrown out. And a lot of that has to do with Kennedy and the fact that he thinks that, you know, diet and healthy living and exercise are a better way. And so a lot of that has to do with that. And, you know, a lot of people were questioning how we thought it was going to unfold once Kennedy was sworn in. And well, here we go. They threw out the proposal, and I don't know. Another reason why we have to fight for access to compounded medications, I personally have been calling some pharmacies recently, and if they say they have a shortage, I've been reporting shortages. You can do the same on 503b.org. If you have a pharmacy issue or a shortage issue on any of them, Wegovy, Ozempic, Mounjaro, Zepbound, whatever, you can go on 503b.org and report the shortage, and that will help the lawsuit with the OFA versus the FDA. So keep doing that, or do it if you haven't done it so yet. Okay. The last thing, we're going to end the video, as we always do, with my goals for the week. Now, my goals have been 100 grams of protein a day. Now, I'm starting to hit that pretty consistently. What did I say? 5 out of 7? Yes, 5 out of 7, according to my ShopPal app, which I log into every day and try to remember to add my protein levels in. I hit it 5 out of 7. Now, that's pretty good for me, right? So now I need to challenge myself more. So I'm going to try and go for 110 grams of protein a day. I know that's only a little increase, but it is what it is. I've said last week that I need to have something that I'm working towards in order to keep going. It's just, I always have to have a goal in mind. So we're going to push the envelope a little bit more and go for 110 grams of protein every day this week. Well, we'll aim for 5 out of 7. Sometimes the weekends are hard for me, but we're going to aim for 5 out of 7. 120 ounces of water every day, and then 5 workout days. So last week I did 4 workout days. This week we're going to try and do 5. And then the final goal is, I mean, it's related to overall health, right? But it's not necessarily related to weight loss, is to spend less time on my phone. I've gotten in a bad habit over the past 2 weeks where I'm just spending way too much time on my phone, and I don't enjoy doing that. It usually makes me in a bad mood. It's just I'm affected by too much screen, and so I need to back off from that. And so yeah, that's going to be one of my big goals for the week, is to spend more time in the evenings reading or knitting. I'm knitting blankets, as you guys know, so that I can accomplish something that's not just scrolling on my phone. So those are my goals for the week. Those are the weekly updates. I want to know what your thoughts are down below about everything that I talked about here in today's video, and everybody tell Chris that he should come on and talk as well. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I have some really good content planned for you guys this week. I'm actually about to film Tuesday's video, like literally right now, so you'll see me in this very same outfit. And yeah, hope you guys have a great start to your week, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, look, Finley's in her room, so the monitor's going off. Have a great day, guys. Bye.